Right now at 5 on WHAS11 News, sentencing day for the man found guilty of murder, high on painkillers, crashing onto a sidewalk and hitting a family visiting downtown Louisville. How long will Michael Hurley be spending in prison?
Plus, it's now the second attempt at a trial for former LMP detective Brett Hankison. He's one of the former detectives accused of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights. Will the trial be successful on the second attempt?
You see park rangers at Kentucky State Parks. Now, to give you better safety in Louisville's 120 metro parks, park rangers are coming here locally. We've got reaction to the mayor's new program, hiring plan rolled out today.
We, the jury, fixed the punishment of the defendant for the offense of murder at confinement in the penitentiary for 35 years.
That was the scene today and the sentence. You see Michael Hurley's reaction there as the jury recommending part of his 75-year prison sentence. He was found guilty of ramming his car into a Kansas family while under the influence of drugs in downtown Louisville on July of 2022. The Jones family shattered as the mother and daughter have endured life-altering injuries, all while dealing with the death of their husband and father. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. Hurley did not address the court before or after that verdict. Jose Alonso and photojournalist Jessica Farley were in court for today's proceedings.
The trial of Michael Hurley is finally nearing its end. His parents were given one last chance to defend their son. Meanwhile, the Jones family, who were struck by his car, say there will never be closure.
All sentences to be served consecutively for a total of 75 years.
Michael Hurley listening to how long he will serve time in prison. He was found guilty by a jury for hitting the Jones family with his car while under the influence in 2022. The Jones family talking with us after the trial ended, sharing the last family picture they have together.
I'm so glad to get this chapter over with, and then we can move on to just working on Ava and my continued recovery. I don't know if we'll ever have closure because with Ava's injuries, she may never fully recover.
The Jones family will never be the same. The oldest son, Hunter Jones, saying his father is also missed in his community. Hurley will be formally sentenced and could still make a statement in 2 months. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
The family has set up a foundation at their home high school in honor of Trey Jones.
Again, as you heard, Michael Hurley will be formally sentenced December 13th as the judge waits the recommendation.
How do I explain to my 4 teenage boys that the person we followed was not who we thought he was or who I told them he was?
Officers who worked closely with Jamey Noel during his time as sheriff also calling him a fraud at his sentencing. Assistant Chief Mark Grube says they have a lot of public trust to rebuild because of Noel's crimes. The sheriff's office has emphasized to us the majority of thefts occurred at New Chapel EMS and not the sheriff's office.
We're going to dive a little deeper into this case today after so many of you have been asking us questions about it since yesterday. Still, it was the sheriff's office that discovered the first shred of evidence and then called Indiana State Police. That's how it all got started. Our Focus Team reporter Travis Breeze is joining us here live at 5 o'clock. And Travis, one question, did the leadership of the sheriff's office reveal anything new? You listened to a lot of testimony yesterday. We're hearing more of it today.
We were so focused on the victims, they did give us a few new nuggets about how they decided to first call Indiana State Police. And Mark Grube said he was fed the same lie that several others have heard, that New Chapel EMS was a for-profit company, and that's how Jamey made his money. Both Grube and Sheriff Scotty Maples say they vividly remember the day they called state police, and they are proud of their actions.
I hold in my hand a Post-it note. The handwriting on the paper says 1 p.m. the 7th, Doug Carter.
Mark Grube remembers the day when he met with the head of the Indiana State Police and told him to investigate his friend and former boss, Jamey Noel.
No deal was made. No attempt was made to cover up someone else's actions or save the current sheriff. We called because it was the right thing to do.
Grube said he began to distrust Noel in April 2023 after Noel left office. He found proof Noel had kept one of his friends as a sheriff's office employee, given him a vehicle, and paid him for contracting work until 2022. Noel told him that stopped in 2020. He didn't think this was an outright crime, but things escalated over the next 2 months when Sheriff Maples found a wiretap in someone's office. Maples did not take the stand Monday, but said in a statement, "After this discovery, I ordered an office-wide review into how the sheriff's office ran and spent money. That review discovered more disturbing information." Then on June 7, 2023, the pair met with ISP.
We will always have to answer the question, how didn't you know? For me, the answer is simple. Jamey told me he owned the for-profit EMS service, New Chapel EMS. He told me the business was lucrative, and I believed him.
While Grube stands by his actions, he feels his reputation is still partially tarnished. He says now it's about rebuilding public trust and making deputies proud to wear the uniform. Sheriff Maples also included in his statement some of the steps he's taken to improve the department. They included releasing a lot more information about how the jail commissary is used and reducing costs within the department to fund better trainings. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're also going to further break down exactly why Judge Medlock said he did accept Jamey Noel's sentence. In the studio, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Okay, Travis, more coming up at 6 on this story. Now, Noel's estranged wife, Misty, and their daughter, Casey, are also charged in this case, as you know. Both of their trials were delayed. They were scheduled to start on October 28th, later this month, but a new date will be set once the defense files a motion to continue.
And you can see Jamey Noel's full 6-minute statement and apology on the WHAS 11 YouTube page. It's pinned right at the top. When you visit, don't forget to subscribe. The jury is now seated in the murder trial of Richard Allen. He's the man accused of killing 2 teen girls in Delphi, Indiana in 2017. Jury selection was slated to last 3 days, but after seating the last juror around 3:30 today, it is over. There are now 12 jurors and 4 alternates, all from Allen County. The trial continues Thursday at 9 in the morning in Carroll County, Indiana.
We'll look at the sky here, folks, live right now. The beautiful clouds here, and coming up in just a minute, we're going to show you something you're not going to believe for this date. That's just ahead. That's a little teaser. That's what we call in television news, folks. Stick around. But it's awfully cold out there right now, Connie.
Is that what we call it? Okay.
That's right. It's just hang around. You don't want to leave. We're going to show this to you. It's going to be
I might have to give
mind-blowing.
away the secret, though.
No.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Well,
That's
because
right.
it's part of my forecast.
Ben and I have been talking about the weird weather we had today.
You show it on that nice little radar of yours. We're going to show people it coming out of the sky. in just a
There you
second.
go. But first off, our weather impact alert, guys, for tomorrow morning is because we have a frost advisory and a widespread frost advisory covering the entire viewing area. So just a reminder, if you want to protect some of those flowers, some of that vegetation early tomorrow morning, well, you may want to protect some of those plants before you head to bed tonight. So this is from 2 a.m. until 9 a.m. Right now, temperatures are in the lower 50s, but many spots are just in the 40s. So it is definitely jacket weather for the rest of this evening. Iroquois Park at 48 degrees and the same in Shepherdsville right now. It's been a little cooler to the east, 48 in LaGrange, Shelbyville at 48 degrees, Hodgenville at 47. You can see these showers are kind of few and far between, and in between we have a blue sky. So it's been kind of an interesting weather day. You've got this shower heading towards Fern Creek right now, and again, you might get a few little ice pellets mixed in. That's the secret right there. And in Shelbyville, that rain possibly mixed with a little bit of that grauple or a little bit of sleet as well. Here is a look at the radar and satellite. This cold pocket of air aloft giving us these little instability showers across the area. Once the sun sets, it's going to be clearing out, and we have a light wind tonight and some colder temperatures on the way, so lows in the 30s. That means some frost potential as we get going tomorrow morning. Now in the city, maybe not much frost. Suburbs, outlying areas, a better chance of that. So for tonight, cold out there, low of 38 degrees, colder outside of the city, 52 degrees at noon, and staying very cool tomorrow, the high of 58 degrees. But we've got to warm up for the weekend, and it's going to be looking very, very nice coming up in that 7-day forecast.
Ben, thank you. The other developing story here today, it's now the second attempt in federal court in Louisville to prove that former LMPD Detective Brett Hankison allegedly violated Breonna Taylor's civil rights. It's a retrial for the U.S. Department of Justice after a jury could not come to a unanimous decision on a verdict in federal court just last November.
Mistrial is not an acquittal, and so we live another day to fight for justice for Breonna.
They got that other date, and it's coming here in a matter of days. Hankison is a former LMPD detective, one of 4 former officers federally charged for their actions during the botched raid of her South Louisville apartment. Now, nearly a year later, this could be the final chapter in Hankison's case. Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are live at the federal building now. Jury selection, Isaiah, they're talking to so many jurors. How long before this trial could actually start?
Well, Doug, we're talking days here. Potentially by the end of the week, if opening statements were to start, it would be about online to what we're hearing. Now, I do want to say this is a massive jury pool they have to go through, about 150 potential jurors, so you can see why it takes some time to get that down to the 12 that will ultimately decide Brett Hankison's fate. Now, I can tell you a lot of these conversations, these interviews are happening behind closed doors in the judges' chambers privately. Still, though, some of Breonna Taylor's friends and family showed up to court today.
A familiar chant heard just outside Louisville's federal courthouse, moments after former LMPD detective Brett Hankison and his attorneys made their way inside for his second federal trial and third overall in the Breonna Taylor case. To this point, he's not been convicted.
Mr. Hankison, do you believe you'll be proven innocent?
No answer from Hankison, dressed in a light blue suit and carrying a briefcase up the steps.
How long do you expect this to last?
Her name heard again.
Breonna Taylor.
As the door shuts.
Keep going!
Activist Bruce Sweeney.
As you see, people are coming, and they're going to keep coming. We're not going to stop till we get justice.
Hankison is federally charged with depriving Taylor of her constitutional rights, including by using excessive force the night of her death. He's admitted to firing several shots from outside her apartment, with bullets flying through her home and a neighbor's apartment, though none of them hit anyone. Prosecutors argue Hankison dangerously and blindly fired shots. Hankison and his attorneys maintain he was trying to protect his fellow officers as they came under fire, saying he saw muzzle flashes that were later determined to have come from LMPD's guns.
I'm surprised we didn't get a verdict back on the last trial.
This is a civil rights case, a do-over for the DOJ after their previous effort ended in a mistrial last November after a jury deadlocked. Hankison was acquitted of his criminal charges in state court back in 2022.
Now, a total of 16 jurors will be selected. That's 12 who are official and then 4 who are alternates if something were to happen. Again, 16 will be chosen. This is something that, again, will take some time over the next couple of days. We know the last time that this trial was in federal court, out of the 16 jurors, only 1 was black, but we do know that attorneys on both sides do have to approve that, and they did last time. We'll see what the makeup will be this time around. Doug, Connie.
Isaiah, the Hankison defense in this third trial, do we pretty much expect it to be what it's been before, that police officers can return fire pretty much with immunity? There's so much riding in this. We know there's no parole in the federal system. Could be up to life in prison in this case.
This case, Doug, is huge. We've seen to this point any of these officers who have been implicated or allegedly implicated, charged in the Breonna Taylor case, none of them have been convicted to this point, Hankison included. So there is no precedent at this time as to what these officers could potentially see when it comes to a conviction or a sentence, any kind of responsibility in this case. That will ultimately, we'll see if that paves the way here in this case going forward, Doug.